Welcome to our channel HD Rare Coin 111, your go-to spot for uncovering the incredible world of rare US coins. If you've ever wondered if your old pennies, nickels, or dimes are worth more than face value, you're about to find out. In today's video, we'll be exploring some truly rare coins and their shocking values. And if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. So let's jump in. Top 1. The United States Lincoln 1-cent penny from the year 1978 may appear to be just another common coin tucked away in old jars, slipped into coat pockets, or rattling inside desk drawers. But what if I told you this modest piece of copper could be worth a small fortune? This particular coin, often overlooked due to its widespread circulation, holds secrets that only the most attentive collectors and sharp-eyed enthusiasts recognize. While millions were minted that year, only a few select specimens have surfaced with features that make them incredibly rare and highly desirable among numismatists. And in the world of coin collecting, rarity and condition are everything. The 1978 Lincoln penny was minted during a pivotal time in U.S. coinage. This was just a few years before the mint changed the composition of the penny, shifting from nearly pure copper to a copper-plated zinc due to rising metal costs. As a result, the 1978 penny stands as one of the final chapters in the legacy of the original copper alloy series. It's a tangible piece of American history, carrying not only the profile of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse but also the architectural elegance of the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. These design elements have become iconic, but what truly elevates a 1978 penny to an elite collectible status are the unique traits and anomalies that set it apart. Now, imagine holding a coin from 1978 that has never been touched by circulation, one that still gleams with its original mint luster, free from scratches, blemishes, or tarnish. Such examples, known as mint state coins, are exceptionally hard to come by. Most 1978 pennies were used, handled, and worn down, making pristine examples highly prized. Graded by professional services like PCGS or NGC, some of these near-perfect coins reach grades of MS67 or higher, a level of quality that makes collectors pay premium prices. But beyond condition, what really turns heads are the error coins. Minting mistakes, such as double dies, off-center strikes, die cracks, or coins struck on the wrong planchets, are like the wild cards of the numismatic world. These errors can transform an everyday coin into a once-in-a-lifetime discovery. For example, a 1978 penny struck with a double die error, where the image or lettering appears duplicated due to a mistake in the minting process, can be worth many times more than its face value. Off-center strikes, where the design appears shifted or misaligned, are also incredibly appealing. And then there are the extremely rare cases where a penny was struck on a dime planchet or another incorrect metal blank entirely. These mint errors are so unusual and limited in number that they've become legendary among collectors, often selling for thousands or even tens of thousands of dollars at auction. The excitement surrounding such coins is driven not only by rarity and value but also by the hunt. That's the beauty of coin collecting. Anyone, anywhere, could stumble across a treasure hidden in plain sight. That old coffee tin in the attic or the penny jar in your kitchen might hold one of these elusive 1978 gems. It's this thrill of discovery that makes the hobby so exciting, accessible, and addicting. With just a magnifying glass, some knowledge, and a keen eye, anyone has the potential to uncover a coin that rewrites their financial story. Collectors cherish the 1978 Lincoln penny not only for its collectible value but also for what it represents: a transitional moment in American minting history, a lasting tribute to Abraham Lincoln, and the craftsmanship of a bygone era. Even if you're not a seasoned numismatist, knowing what to look for can turn you into an explorer of hidden value. So next time you find a 1978 penny, don't dismiss it as pocket change. Examine it carefully. Look for unusual features. Check the condition. You could be holding something far more valuable than its humble appearance suggests. And now, for the part you've been waiting for, the market value. One exceptionally rare 1978 Lincoln penny, preserved in flawless condition and featuring a unique mint error, stunned collectors when it fetched a remarkable sale price. That single coin, a mere 1 cent in denomination, was valued at $115,000. Yes, you heard correctly. $115,000 for a penny that may be sitting unnoticed in someone's home right now. So go ahead, check your coins. You never know when a tiny piece of copper could turn into a life-changing discovery. Top 2. In the vast world of coin collecting, few things captivate the imagination quite like the discovery of a seemingly ordinary coin hiding an extraordinary story. The United States of America Lincoln 1-cent penny from the year 1979 is one such piece, a coin that most people would overlook, dismissing it as simple pocket change, unaware that it could be worth far more than a single cent. It's amazing how history, rarity, and subtle details can come together to transform a tiny copper coin into a collector's dream. And when it comes to the 1979 Lincoln penny, the potential for hidden value is real, waiting to be unlocked by those who know what to look for. At first glance, the 1979 penny appears to be just like millions of others, bearing the familiar image of President Abraham Lincoln on the front, proudly standing as a symbol of American legacy and resilience. On the reverse side, the Lincoln Memorial serves as a reminder of the ideals of unity and justice. The design itself remained unchanged for decades, creating a sense of familiarity among generations of Americans. However, not all 1979 pennies are created equal. In fact, certain rare variations of this coin, especially those in pristine condition or struck with mint errors, are now among the most sought-after pieces in the numismatic market. This was a transitional period in U.S. minting history. The penny was still being struck primarily from copper, though rising metal costs were causing the U.S. Mint to consider changes in composition. While the switch to copper-plated zinc wouldn't officially happen until 1982, 1979 pennies represent one of the last years of the traditional copper alloy. This alone gives them a place of importance for collectors. But what really makes the 1979 penny fascinating are the rare error coins and high-grade examples that have surfaced over the years. Coins that escape the usual wear and tear and coins that carry unusual characteristics from the minting process itself. Let's talk about those error coins. These aren't mistakes to be thrown away, quite the opposite. They're rare anomalies that drastically increase a coin's value. Some 1979 pennies have been found with off-center strikes, where the design is not aligned properly. Others feature double dies, giving letters or Lincoln's profile a strange, shadowed appearance. Then there are pennies that were struck on the wrong metal planchet entirely, extremely rare occurrences that can happen when a blank from another denomination accidentally finds its way into the penny presses. These kinds of errors are rare and typically caught before release, but once in a while, one escapes and ends up in circulation. That's the kind of coin collectors dream about. And what about condition? A 1979 Lincoln penny that has never been circulated, never picked up a scratch, and still shines with its original luster is known as a mint state coin. These coins, especially those graded MS67 or higher by professional grading services like PCGS or NGC, are incredibly valuable due to their rarity. Most coins never survive in such impeccable condition, especially pennies, which are usually handled, dropped, and damaged almost immediately. If you happen to come across a 1979 penny in flawless shape, you might just have a valuable piece on your hands. Coin collectors are always on the hunt for these rarities, and the market value for the best of the best can be staggering. The buzz around coins like the 1979 penny isn't just hype, it's backed by serious demand and equally serious prices at auction. Collectors will pay top dollar for coins that meet the criteria of rarity, error, and condition. And let's not forget the historical charm. A coin minted in 1979 carries with it a sense of nostalgia, a touch of American heritage, and a lasting tribute to Abraham Lincoln's legacy. So, next time you're sorting through your change, don't be so quick to spend that old penny. Take a closer look. Examine the date. Inspect the details. That small copper coin might be far more valuable than it seems. And the best part? You don't need to be a professional collector to make a discovery. Many of the most valuable finds have come from ordinary people who simply paid attention to their coins and did a little research. Now, for those wondering just how high the value of a rare 1979 Lincoln penny can soar, prepare to be amazed. A particular example of this coin, featuring an exceptional mint error and graded in flawless condition, was once sold for the astonishing sum of $111,000. Yes, you heard that right. $111,000 for a 1-cent coin that could have easily gone unnoticed in someone's pocket. This is why coin collecting continues to excite and inspire people around the world. Because sometimes, the smallest things hold the greatest value. Top 3. In the fascinating world of coin collecting, some of the most incredible treasures are hiding in plain sight, and one such example is the United States of America Lincoln 1-cent penny from the year 1982. It's a small copper-colored coin that most people overlook, toss into a jar, or pass along in change without a second thought. But what if that humble penny in your pocket was actually a rare and valuable gem? The 1982 Lincoln penny is one of the most intriguing and misunderstood coins in American numismatics, and its story is packed with mystery, change, and the potential for surprising wealth. If you've ever wondered whether the coins in your drawer could be worth more than face value, this is the one to look for. The year 1982 was a turning point in the history of the U.S. Mint. Due to rising copper prices, the Mint made a significant decision to switch the composition of the penny from 95% copper to a zinc core coated with copper. This change not only altered the coin's weight but also created multiple varieties of the same year. In fact, 1982 pennies were minted in 7 different varieties, some in copper, others in zinc, with small date and large date versions from both the Philadelphia and Denver mints. That makes this particular year one of the most complex and exciting for collectors and treasure hunters. Understanding these variations can lead you straight to a coin that could be worth thousands. Among these varieties, the copper small date version from the Denver Mint is considered exceptionally rare. Even more elusive are certain error coins from that year, pennies struck using the wrong metal composition, double die varieties, or coins with unusual minting mistakes that slipped through quality control. These rare pieces didn't just survive, they've become legends among collectors. Many of these coins were released into circulation unknowingly, and their existence wasn't confirmed until sharp-eyed hobbyists and experts began to discover them years later. Imagine finding one of these rare varieties in your change, a small disc of copper or zinc that could open the door to a life-changing payday. Condition also plays a huge role in determining a coin's value. A circulated 1982 penny might be worth just a cent or a few dollars if it's a less common variety. But a high-grade example, especially those rated MS-67 or above, can skyrocket in value. The demand for perfect specimens continues to grow, especially from those who want to complete a full set of 1,982 varieties or invest in coins with proven historical significance. Add in a striking mint error, and you've got a coin that collectors will compete for at auction houses across the country. The fun part? You don't need to be an expert numismatist to spot these valuable pennies. All you need is a little curiosity, a basic understanding of what to look for, and maybe a digital scale and a magnifying glass. The copper pennies weigh around 3.11 grams, while the zinc ones weigh about 2.5 grams. That alone is a huge clue. Combine the right metal with a rare mint mark or date style, and you've got a potential treasure. And because these coins were produced in such massive quantities, it's entirely possible one is still sitting in a piggy bank, a forgotten drawer, or even inside your wallet right now. Coin collecting isn't just a hobby, it's a journey into American history. Each coin tells a story, and the 1982 Lincoln penny is no exception. It represents a pivotal moment when economic decisions, metal prices, and minting technology collided. It's a symbol of change, quite literally. And for those lucky enough to find the right variety in mint condition, it's more than a story, it's a fortune. Now, let's get to the part you've been waiting for. Just how much can a 1982 Lincoln penny be worth? A rare era coin from that year, preserved in pristine condition and authenticated by experts, once fetched an unbelievable price at auction. This single penny, no larger than a thumbprint, was sold for a jaw-dropping amount of $94,000. That's right, $94,000 for a coin that most people wouldn't think twice about. So before you pass up another penny, take a closer look. Because in the world of coins, 1 cent might just be worth a fortune. Top 4. In the world of coin collecting, sometimes it's the smallest pieces of metal that tell the most fascinating stories. And few coins capture the imagination of collectors quite like the Lincoln 1-cent penny from 1976. While to most people it might appear to be just another copper coin from the change jar, to seasoned numismatists and curious hobbyists, the 1976 Lincoln penny holds secrets that could lead to an astonishing payday. What makes this tiny coin so special? Let's dive deep into the legacy, significance, and potential hidden treasure behind this remarkable piece of American history. The year 1976 was monumental for the United States, as the nation celebrated its bicentennial, the 200th anniversary of the signing of the Declaration of Independence. While special commemorative designs were released for the quarter, half-dollar, and dollar coins that year, the humble penny remained unchanged. It continued to bear the familiar image of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. But even though the 1976 Lincoln penny didn't receive a new design, that doesn't mean it escaped the attention of collectors. In fact, some of the most valuable pennies ever discovered have come from ordinary years. Years just like 1976. What truly sets the 1976 penny apart isn't what you see at first glance, but what lies beneath the surface. Errors, variations in die strikes, off-center prints, and double dies from that year have made certain 1976 Lincoln cents incredibly desirable. And while most coins from this period were minted in the millions, Philadelphia alone produced over 4 billion pennies that year. Very few of them were struck with minting mistakes or kept in pristine, uncirculated condition. That rarity is what creates value. It's not about how many were made, but how many survived the test of time with something truly unique about them. One particularly sought-after variety involves a double die obverse, where Lincoln's image and inscriptions appear slightly doubled due to a misalignment in the die during minting. Coins like these are treasured by collectors because they represent a flaw in an otherwise strict quality-controlled process. Another rare error is the off-center strike, where part of the design is visibly shifted. Then there are transitional errors and planchet flaws, coins struck on the wrong metal or with incomplete designs. Any one of these could turn a common-looking 1976 penny into a rare and highly valuable find. What also makes the 1976 penny intriguing is the growing interest in copper coins. Pennies made before 1982 are composed of 95% copper, which gives them a higher intrinsic metal value compared to newer zinc versions. Copper's value, combined with numismatic interest, continues to increase, especially among those who see coin collecting not just as a hobby, but as a smart investment. High-grade copper pennies, especially those with historical or minting anomalies, have become incredibly sought after at coin shows and auctions. Now, if you're thinking you have a 1976 penny somewhere in your house, you're not alone. Millions of people do. But only a fraction have taken the time to really inspect their coins, to check the mint marks, weigh them, examine them under magnification, and possibly have them professionally graded. You never know when you might be holding something truly extraordinary. That's part of the magic of coin collecting, the chance that a small, forgotten penny might hold a story, a mystery, or even a fortune. Collectors and dealers alike keep a sharp eye out for certain telltale signs, sharp details in Lincoln's coat, crisp lines in the lettering, and the absence of wear. Pennies with original red luster and no contact marks are especially valuable when they're found in mint state. Some even remain in original rolls or mint sets from that year, untouched by time and circulation. When one of these rare specimens hits the auction block, the competition among collectors can be fierce. So just how much can one of these remarkable 1976 Lincoln pennies be worth? It might shock you, but one high-grade, rare era penny from this year, carefully preserved and verified, sold for an extraordinary amount. A seemingly simple coin, no larger than a fingernail, fetched a final price of $124,000. Yes, you heard that right, $124,000 for a single penny. It's a reminder that value isn't always about appearance. It's about rarity, condition, and historical intrigue. So the next time you pick up a penny off the sidewalk or dig one out of a jar, take a closer look. Because hidden in plain sight might be your very own six-figure treasure. Top 5. Imagine holding a coin so small and ordinary looking that it could easily slip through your fingers, yet it holds the power to change your life. That's the hidden magic behind certain coins, especially one like the United States of America Lincoln 1-cent penny from 1974. It might look like just another piece of copper that passed through countless hands, but for those who understand the secrets of numismatics, this particular penny can be worth far more than a simple cent. In fact, among collectors and coin hunters, the 1974 Lincoln penny is a symbol of mystery, rarity, and the untapped treasures that can still be found in the most unexpected places. The 1970s were an era of change in the United States, economically, socially, and even in the world of currency. As the cost of producing coins began to rise, the U.S. Mint began exploring new materials and designs. In 1974, experiments were quietly underway to move away from the traditional copper composition of the penny to something more cost-effective. It was during this time that several experimental aluminum cents were struck, though these never made it into circulation. While those aluminum coins themselves are rare and valuable in their own right, their story adds another layer of historical interest to the more common copper pennies of the same year. But here's the twist. Within the millions of pennies minted in 1974, a tiny number exhibit extraordinary qualities that have captivated collectors for decades. These are not just average pennies, but coins that contain subtle errors, anomalies, or pristine conditions that dramatically elevate their value. We're talking about double die strikes, off-center errors, striking on the wrong planchets, and coins that remained untouched by circulation, preserving their original mint state luster. These rare variations were often struck at the Philadelphia or Denver mints, and when graded by professional services like PCGS or NGC, some of these seemingly unremarkable coins reveal their true, hidden value. The most fascinating aspect of the 1974 penny is how its simplicity conceals its worth. At a glance, it's the same reddish-brown coin we've all seen countless times. Abraham Lincoln's profile on the obverse, the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, the familiar words, "In God we trust, liberty," and the date stamped clearly below Lincoln's bust. But when you start to inspect these coins more closely, looking for signs of doubling in the text, inconsistencies in the strike, or evaluating the quality of the metal, you enter a whole new world. A world where every detail matters and the tiniest error can mean a life-changing discovery. Collectors who specialize in Lincoln cents know that the 1974 penny has more to offer than meets the eye. Some of the most desirable examples include those that show strong doubling on the date or lettering, something that may only be noticed under magnification but is instantly exciting to a seasoned collector. Then there are coins struck slightly off-center, giving them a visually striking appearance that sets them apart from the norm. Even more rare are coins that were misstruck on a foreign planchet, resulting in a coin that is lighter or has a different coloration or diameter than it should. Another key to the 1974 penny's potential value is condition. Coins that have survived the decades without a single scratch, dent, or loss of color are exceptionally rare. Those found in original bank rolls, mint sets, or private collections, especially those never touched by human hands, can command extraordinary prices. It's no surprise that high-grade examples in MS-67 or higher are among the most coveted, as their perfect condition adds immense value for collectors seeking only the best specimens. Now let's talk about the real excitement. What can one of these special 1974 Lincoln pennies actually be worth? In a stunning case that has captured the attention of coin enthusiasts around the world, one such penny, carefully preserved in flawless condition and containing a rare mint error, stunned the auction world. After fierce bidding from collectors and dealers, that tiny coin, just a single cent by face value, sold for an unbelievable amount. One lucky individual walked away with a staggering payout of $132,000. That's right, $132,000 for a single 1974 Lincoln penny. So the next time you're handed a handful of change, don't rush to spend it. Take a moment. Look closely at every coin. Because hidden among those everyday pennies could be a forgotten treasure from 1974, waiting to be discovered. Your 1 cent could be worth more than a new car, more than a college education, maybe even more than your house. All it takes is a little curiosity, a keen eye, and the knowledge that sometimes, the most valuable things are the ones we overlook every day.